Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Heather. Today we're talking about splitting and how splitting destroys relationships. If you are in a relationship with somebody who has borderline personality disorder or the traits of borderline personality disorder, you have experienced these sessions of your partner seeing you as all good or all bad. One moment they idealize you, you're the perfect partner, you're their best friend, they want to spend the rest of their life with you. And then the next moment, you're nobody. They have no feelings for you. They may even discard you. They may falsely accuse you of things that you didn't do. This is called splitting, and it's a mechanism that they use when they have these internal feelings that they cannot deal with. They may be triggered thinking that you might abandon them, you might hurt them, that they think that you're lying to them, or they may have done something themselves that causes them a great deal of shame and guilt inside, and they cannot handle these internal feelings. So what they do is they project them onto their partner, and this causes them to see their partner as all bad. These negative feelings are so overwhelming and they cannot tolerate them, so they blame the partner. This destroys the relationship because the partner doesn't see this as logical or rational, and it causes excruciating pain for the partner when a relationship just ends with no apparent reasoning. I mean, you could be having, the best weekend, and the next day you get a text from your borderline personality partner saying, I want this to be over, don't contact me again. Or you could be sitting on the couch having, a wonderful time, and then you look at them the wrong way without knowing it, and they get up and leave the relationship without any explanation. For people without borderline personality disorder, this is, like I said, very irrational and illogical, and it's hard to deal with. It's hard to make sense of, and it's very confusing. And being a rational person, you just want to reach out, you want to talk to the person, you want to make sense of what just happened, you want to come to some kind of reasonable explanation, you want to compromise, you want to get back to a peaceful state. But for the person with the borderline personality disorder, these feelings are just so overwhelming that it literally just causes them to see you in a negative light. They don't want to be responsible for these feelings, so they have to make you responsible. Triggers that can cause the borderline to split are things like you getting home late, you're not answering your phone, you didn't text them back right away, you're looking at your phone, you made a facial expression, you left work early and went to the store and you didn't tell them. So then what the person with borderline personality disorder does is start to feel this immense anxiety that you must be doing something wrong, you must be doing something to hurt them, and they do not want to be the one abandoned. They do not want to be the one that's broken up with. So they have to do that discarding first. And the way they do that is through splitting. And the way they shut down emotionally and feel as if everything that you've shared together has absolutely no meaning or value, and they become completely unempathetic. They will not talk to you. They may forget that you even exist, or though it seems that way. And that is because they have split you into all bad. You're not a good person who makes mistakes. You're not a good person who has flaws. You're just a bad person in their mind at this time. Signs that splitting is ruining your relationship is, the borderline breaks up with you in the heat of the moment with no explanation. They accuse you of cheating, they leave you, they block you, they accuse you of things without evidence. They have no evidence to support what they're splitting against you for. they just, in their mind, this is absolutely true. There's no reasoning with them. You could have it on tape that you're, you're completely innocent, and this has no effect on them once they split. They see themselves as the victims at this point. They were cheated on. They were abused. You did them wrong. They did absolutely nothing wrong in this relationship. They become very insecure and paranoid, reading into things that are not even true. They're misrepresenting cues that they're reading in the environment. They often feel like their partner is putting them down when they're offering feedback. They're explaining how their day was going. Maybe something that happened with a coworker, and you try to give them constructive criticism. They don't handle that well. They automatically feel like you're putting them down, that you're against them, that you're out to get them. Splitting causes them to feel like everyone is trying to abandon them, hurt them, causing them to look for evidence, and creating problems out of nothing. People with borderline personality disorder will create problems where there are no problems. You're just going along thinking you're having a great relationship, you're having a great day, things are going well, and then all of a sudden there's a problem. They may not even explain what that problem is. They might just start acting silent, withdrawing, and you're left, like, what just happened? What, are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Everything was going good. And sometimes they're so embarrassed about the way they feel, they won't tell you what they're upset about. And this is where they start to split. They haven't completely split, but they're starting to split. Their anxiety is starting to go up. They're starting to look for cues. They know that they feel like you're doing something wrong, but at this point they're a little ashamed of how they feel, and the split hasn't actually happened yet. Their feelings are usually disproportionate to the actual situation. You have a minor fight. Most couples would just get past it. For them, it's very hard. Their feelings are so overwhelming, so disproportionate. They can go from 0 to 100, and it can take days for them to come down. So these things happen when the person with borderline personality disorder disowns their feelings and insecurities. They don't like to think of themselves as insecure. They just want you to be the bad guy. They're not insecure. You're definitely doing something wrong, because they don't see themselves as people with insecurities. They're strong. They can handle themselves. And that's kind of the narcissistic part of borderline personality disorder. It's just a front. It's not real. Just like we know with narcissists, they're not this, grandiose person that they put out there. They're not this strong person, but behind the mask, they are very insecure, but they don't want you to see that. Usually when the partner tries to explain these behaviors and the way they're affecting the relationship, the splitting intensifies, right? They're splitting, they're not talking to you, they've discarded you, you're texting them like crazy, like, what just happened? I need you to talk to me. I don't understand this. Will you please reach out to me? I don't understand what happened. I love you. I've done this for you. I've done that for you. What's going on here? And then their splitting just intensifies, because now they're faced with having to explain their insecurities. They don't want to do that. They don't want to own their insecurities. So they just withdraw deeper, deeper, deeper into themselves if you're dealing with a quiet borderline. Some other borderlines will start acting out. They'll start slashing your tires, breaking your windows, starting a smear campaign. But most quiet borderlines will just withdraw even more. Until the person with borderline personality disorder can recognize their behavior, which in almost all cases they will not, unfortunately. Even though borderline personality disorder is very treatable, the problem is that most people with borderline personality disorder do not recognize the patterns in their life that they are causing. Again, because they externalize everything. Nothing's my fault. These relationships are failing because I pick bad partners. All my partners have cheated on me. I don't know. I don't have proof that they cheated on me, but I just know that they did. I've heard that before. So if you cannot be responsible for your part, then you cannot change. That's why when people go to Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing they say is, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic." Because if you cannot own the fact that you have a problem, you cannot change it. And that's the problem with people with borderline personality disorder. They don't own the fact that they have a problem, that they have lifelong patterns that have been causing problems for them in relationships and sometimes careers, and sometimes their life is so chaotic. It depends on what part of the spectrum they're on. It can look differently for different people. So keep that in mind too. If your partner does any of these things, if they idealize you one day, you're their best friend, and the next day you have no idea what happened, they don't want to talk to you, you are in an abusive relationship. It doesn't matter what end of the spectrum, part of the spectrum that the borderline is on. It's not good. If they don't get help, you need to get out.